Hey, and I'm back. All right, today's video, we're just gonna get started. Before we get started, this is not promotion or anything, but I've had like quite a few people compliment me on this lipstick, and since it's so bright and glaring out there, I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there so you guys don't have to ask. It's, oh, I can't tell if that says NARS or Mars. I think it's NARS. Yeah. Oh, it's not working for me like the cool YouTubers, the makeup people, because I'm not a makeup person. NARS lip color in Mexican Rose. So there you have it. If you like it. It's my dog. Guess she don't like it. Okay, sorry about that. I had to go for a minute, get her calmed down. Where was I? Anyway, back to the NARS. Yeah, so this was a gift to me. And at first I was like, it's kind of bright. I don't know about that. But I started wearing it, and yeah, it's like a whole new world has opened up. Like I get complimented on my lips. Ooh. I mean, I guess that's nice. Anyway, sorry, getting way sidetracked. NARS Mexican Rose, if you want to try it out, it's really nice. And it stays on nice. It's like glossy. Even like when you eat or drink or whatever, the glossiness will go off, but the color seems to stay pretty good, and then you just can refresh. And the harder you push or don't push, and the more you put on it, like can get brighter or glossier or be a little less. So yeah, I really like it. The texture is really nice. It's not that sticky, yucky. It's just good. Okay, putting that down. Back to the video. Okay. So I was out, you know, I waited forever to go see Toy Story, okay? I've been wanting to see it for various different reasons. I didn't end up getting to see it when a lot of other people were. So I tried to hit some friends up. Everybody was busy. In their defense, it was kind of last minute. So I go to the, where it was playing, and go watch Toy Story. And I don't want to spoil it for anyone in case there was that one rare person who hasn't seen it yet. But I was getting all sad, okay? First of all, these toys bring up a lot of memories for me. I've been through Toy Story 1, 2, 3, and now 4. Whew. Every time. When the toys went to Bonnie, they left Andy. Ugh. I mean, I was all sad about it. But anyway, I'm sitting in there just like crying all in the moment when I was quickly ripped out of what I was feeling and into the world of what someone else was feeling. Because guess what? Some grown men got into a fist fight. Okay, y'all, so Toy Story turned out to be like kind of wild because I'm just watching Toy Story, trying to mind my own business, bawling my little eyes out about all the sad parts. Fight ensues, breaks out. Guy busts some other guy. He's bleeding, his eyes, like he busted him all up. His eye was popped open, blood all over his hands. I'm like, what is happening? Can't even watch Toy Story. So, yeah, that's the ambulance there. Police, security. Crazy. I just came to watch Toy Story. I don't even know what to think about this. It wasn't the peaceful night I expected. Yeah. So they start punching each other out, fighting. I mean, it was getting wild. Security was called. And this guy, like the one, had a massive lump on his head, like huge. And then the other guy, his eye was like all mangled up and popped out, and there's like blood running down everywhere, and it was all on his hands and everything. So security came, police came, ambulance came. They're like, we're gonna need to take some names. And so I'm sitting here looking at this, and it's like a train wreck, you know, that you don't want to look at because it's like, it's just so gruesome and you shouldn't be looking at this, but you're just looking anyway because I don't even know why we do that. Why do we do that? Because it's just kind of way out of the ordinary, or at least it is for me. Now, if you grow up or you see this every day, well, I think you need to change your environment, but this is not something that I'm around. And here I am watching a little cartoon and not expecting this for sure. So these guys were just going on and on and on and fighting. And so that brings me to like the whole reason I'm making this video is like, I mean, yeah, that was some sort of connection with people, but not in a good way. And so I was looking at these guys fighting and I was like, oh, what even could bring another person to just get upset and just start like punching somebody out, like boom, with your fist? What? Like, the thought does not really cross my mind, you know? And I get upset, but there's a whole level of anger that's going on there that would bring someone to that. And that's definitely displaying anger in an unhealthy way instead of looking at themselves and trying to figure out how can I handle this constructively? How can I respect and honor this other person and myself? You know, how can we use our words, not our fists? You know, hands are for loving. Whew. So anyway, you know, anger is really just a secondary emotion. Beneath that anger is usually some deep hurt, some wounding of some sort. And if we could all just, you know, try to, first of all, understand ourselves and not just be reactive, understand like how we're feeling and why we're feeling this, and think more logically instead of reacting on our emotions, then we don't need to have fist fights at a cartoon. We don't need to have murders and people run around rampant shooting up movie theaters and school shootings and these horrible, violent things. I feel like this next generation is being more informed and being taught more about emotions and empathy and just being more aware of these things. A lot of people apparently were not given the tools they need to healthily deal with anger. And it makes me feel sad because I don't like it that they were fighting and hurting each other. But it makes me feel sad for them and for the other people involved that, you know, why, what is going on that's hurting them so much, that's triggering this wound in their heart? You know? Or is this just a lack of training, a lack of self-control? I mean, how does it get to that point? I really don't know. I can't relate. Like, I really, really can't. Like, if somebody upsets me, I might not be able to eventually, you know, maintain my more calm rationale and be like getting angry. And I don't like that. And I don't like it if I lose my temper or get upset. That's not who I want to be. But I just have not gone through this process or allowed myself to ever just think to, boom, punch somebody like that. It's just, it's a whole different level of hatred. And that's something I can't relate to. Maybe it was a product of growing up in kind of Little House on the Prairie world where everything was happy and family was tight and Friend was a phone call away, lived next door. I mean, it was pretty good. I don't know, I've since then been through a lot of things, and I do understand how and why and where people get to certain things. But I'm just saying, in this specific thing, using our fists to, what does that do? What do you think that's gonna do? Just show that you're angry? We all know by your facial expressions, by your voice, we don't need fists. Like, I don't know, maybe it's a guy thing? But I've seen some girls, but it's more so men, if you want to say that, because it seems a little childish to me, like that they aren't really men or evolved men. I don't know. It still seems like they're acting like a child. So I don't know. If you have some thoughts on this is kind of just like putting it out there, thinking, I'm going to add the video. You'll get to see my initial reaction to this. But yeah, so I'm having a really hard time like with some of these videos, because I really have a point and then I get off all the time. So I'm going to try to figure out ways to focus. So if you got any thoughts on what that's about, how and why people just want to hit each other, definitely, comment below. Let us know your thoughts on that. And if you have, I lost train of thought once again. All right. So anyway, guys, no fists, none of this. Okay. Love and peace. Yes, that's what we're about here.